Hi, this message is for Travis Prince. My name is Jen. Last name is Resch. I'm calling from your insurance company. It's about a parking lot accident that you had on March 31st. Please call me at 800-877-0600, extension 7412. The claim number when you call is 1034973. Thank you.
Hi, this is Travis Prince. Sorry I missed your call. I was returning your call to discuss the incident. Um, I'm currently home now, so if you have time to call me back this afternoon, I should be available. All right.
As of this morning, Elon Musk has reportedly acquired a 9.2% stake in Twitter.
Boom.
That makes him the largest individual shareholder of the company, surpassing Vanguard and BlackRock, which I love.
Yes.
I love it.
I'm not a fan of Vanguard and BlackRock. Hey, and I want you to comment below. I was just talking about this. I was taking the twins for a walk with my parents this weekend, and we were walking through a neighborhood, and there's some businesses in like that area where there are shops and restaurants.
Yeah.
And have you ever experienced in your lifetime home prices that are soaring? Right, you can't buy a house,
Insane.
but then you go down the main streets, all the businesses are closed. That's where you know there's this weird disconnect, because it's not people buying the homes, it's these giant corporations, right, who want to create a permanent class of rent. I remember when we had, for example, the recession. Well, what happened? There were a bunch of foreclosures, there were a bunch of empty houses, there were also a bunch of empty businesses.
Yeah.
Or then when it came back, you had Donald Trump, you had home prices going up, but you had record low unemployment, you had businesses that were flourishing. This is the first time I can remember ever, in my 30 plus years on this earth, home prices soaring. That market is something you can't even catch up with. It's just absolutely ablaze. And then more businesses, I should say a good portion, more than I've ever seen in my lifetime, completely shut down. There was a strip mall area. There used to be a donut shop, a cleaners, a jewelry repair.
Yeah.
All three of them closed. It's a really, really weird dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Well, try bidding on a house now.
Yeah, I know.
You have somebody come in who's actually part of an investment group, pretending that they're not,
Yeah.
and they're going to outbid you by 50 grand on a house that's 300. It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
It really is crazy.
Because the people aren't the ones who are able to buy these houses.
Well, no, and nobody's going to. Who's going to put that kind of money into a house?
Right. Nobody. And then people bitch about redlining. It's like, do you have any idea the kind of monster you're creating? Oh, that's right, they're too big to fail, said Elizabeth Warren. So, my point is, Elon Musk, more shares than BlackRock. I love... And it doesn't mean that I'm entirely sold on Elon Musk. The shares of the company went up 26%
Yeah. Well,
after Musk's purchase.
Yeah, the announcement was made today. This happened a few weeks ago, but he had to disclose it.
Right.
And he made $1 billion so
On
far.
paper.
Well, yeah, all he has to do is sell it if he chooses to get out of it. But $1 billion, not so bad on profit in, 2.5 weeks?
Yeah.
That works out well.
No, it works out well. And here's what I do like to see. He tweeted out a couple of things. People are focusing on him sort of doing an end zone dance, but this is what I think is most telling. He tweeted out, given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? That's not just you see grifters who sometimes say, oh, I'll appeal to the right, and you have these people on the left who say it's way easier to make money appealing to the right. Really? SNL, ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, right? Just
everybody.
The fact is, there's Fox News does well, and so do programs like this because they're what? An alternative. Alternatives tend to do well with an alternative audience, but it's an alternative to what? Everything in the mainstream. That being said, there are some grifters out there who aren't necessarily genuine, and they do see some kind of an economic opportunity. This isn't that. This seems to be a guy who understands genuinely that nothing changes outside of removing the safe harbor rules with Section 230.
Yeah.
The arguments that we've been making for a long time. The arguments that I can't fully discuss, things that have been going on behind the scenes as it relates to this. But that is something that I'm happy to see. The largest stakeholder in Twitter saying, hey, we can't keep doing this if we're the town square. That's important legalese there.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been making that town square point for a while. And remember, this is the guy that founded X.com that ended up merging and ended up going into PayPal. And their whole purpose was to go against centralized banks and give people more freedom.
Right.
This isn't new for Elon.
Yeah.
This is something that
Then PayPal decided to start banning conservatives.
Well, he sold out of it, right?
Yeah.
So, but
I
this
know.
is consistently what he's been doing. So I hope he takes that same stance here. And somebody's going to say, oh, it's only 9.2, 9.3%. Do you understand what happens when the largest shareholder walks in to a major corporation like this and says, I want to meet with the CEO?
Right.
Do you want a Carl Icahn coming in and totally changing everything?
He basically walks in and
He
goes,
can.
I would like to meet with the CEO, and there's my penis.
Yeah.
I believe it is the largest in the room.
Yes.
It is 9.2%
yes.
larger?
It's roughly 1.2% more than any of you have.
Yeah. Also, I have flamethrower. Does anyone want to argue? No? No? Okay, don't wait up.
Oh, Yeah, he owns almost 10% of Twitter. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
I'm really glad to see it, and I hope. Look, I hope we see some changes. This is one thing that Republicans screwed up. They had power. Donald Trump did not do enough, and you can see right now Democrats are running as quickly as possible to try and get more control. You saw it with Jen Psaki calling for more censorship. You see it with the hearings that take place. Very, very different tone from, unfortunately, it was nothing but hearings with Mark Zuckerberg. It was nothing but hearings with people from YouTube. Republicans didn't do a whole lot, but now liberals are trying to enact legislation. I don't think they will be able to try and gain more control over social media. So if someone in the billionaire class decides to wield that power against these evil, I won't say, of course, pedophile, satanic rings.
No,
It's
no.
not true. I will just say evil people, pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.
You know, my wife's like, "What'd you do?" After, 6 months of doing this, she's seeing all the changes that are happening, and she says, "I want to do this."
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm waiting
man.
for it.
If you're trying to lose belly fat, stop doing cardio. This sounds kind of backwards, right? Well, believe me, it's actually true. Stop spending hours on the elliptical to get into shape.
The truth is that Hollywood's elite actors can get ripped while adding 12, 15, even 20 pounds of muscle in just a few weeks because they follow a long forgotten and suppressed by the fitness industry secret that was used for generations of bodybuilding.
He also was on one of the Sunday shows yesterday, and he was asked about Hunter Biden, because Hunter's in the news. Turns out, we told you this a year.
$10 million of
60.
60 of missing
donation records.
Wow.
They found a way to profit off of that social issue, and they don't know where the money is going at all.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. The Black Lives Matter organization brought in $90 million of donations in 2020 alone, but since then, there have been numerous red flags raised. So do people still trust Black Lives Matter? Today we're in Los Angeles, we're going to find out. Let's go talk to some people. Oh, before we get started, this video is sponsored by iTarget Pro. Let's go. What are your thoughts about the Black Lives Matter organization? I want your honest opinion.
I don't see anything wrong with the Black Lives Matter organization. I think they do really good. They have a really good program going on.
Do you support the Black Lives Matter organization?
100%.
An actual national organization. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea, especially because, I'm a black person, minority in this world. And there's other people that are black that don't like to speak up because of the problems, and there is people who are like that. So I think that's a very great reason to promote Black Lives Matter.
It really brought unity to our nation, I think. And I think that this has been a necessary convo for years.
I couldn't give you a straight answer to that because I don't know where the money's going. I don't know if it's real. I don't know what's fake news. So,
Money's a concern. You agree with her?
Yes, I do agree with that. I mean, I support the cause. I support the cause, but I would love to know where the money is going, yes.
Do you agree with them on that, or are you kind of neutral on this?
No, I agree.
So it's really interesting that you guys bring that up because that's what we're talking about today, actually. Black Lives Matter, the organization, has suspended fundraising. They stopped fundraising after states such as, Washington or California threatened them with legal action for being out of compliance. They have $60 million of missing donation records. And they've been the Black Lives Matter organization.
They have $16 million of
60
of missing
donation records.
Wow, did not know that.
Do you, after hearing that, do you trust the Black Lives Matter organization?
Well, if they're getting sued for that amount of money, there has to be some type of truth to it. But I'm not too privy to that, what's going on, so I wouldn't have a problem with trusting them.
The movement is beyond the money. The money isn't going to change the true problems. What's gonna change the true problems is conversations like this, talking to people that you don't typically talk to the same way you talk to your best friend, seeing everybody like it is. We're all reflections of each other, right? So ultimately, what they're doing with the money, I think that
I mean, $60 million, that's a substantial amount.
That's a substantial amount, no doubt.
All right, everyone, let's talk about today's sponsor. Violent crime is skyrocketing all over as a result of the left's soft-on-crime policies. You need to be prepared to protect yourself and your family. Thankfully, there's iTarget Pro. This revolutionary system allows you to dry fire practice with your actual firearm anytime in the safety and privacy of your own home, and it comes in all major calibers. As many of you know, trips to the range are expensive, and with inflation causing the price of ammunition to skyrocket, this will save you a ton. Dry fire training helps develop muscle memory, sharpen target reaction speed, and more. Just download iTarget's app, load the laser bullet into your firearm, and start training. You guys, let's support businesses like iTarget that support us and make videos like mine possible. iTarget is giving all of my subscribers a discount. Go to itargetpro.com right now and save 10% plus get free shipping with the offer code KLUG. This is the smartest way for you to practice, and it literally pays for itself in one day. That's the letter I, targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code KLUG. Let's get back into it. Missing donation records. There's just no record of them at all. It's $60 million. And they're out of compliance in multiple states. The co-founder resigned. The board is giving no comments on these missing donation records. Do you guys trust the organization?
Not that you explain it like that. No, not really.
Hell no.
I think it's important to look into it and figure out where the money is going, because I think a lot of people were in support of the cause and hence why they donated. So the fact that the money has just like disappeared and it hasn't gone to the people that it's supposed to help, I think that should be voted question and people should challenge that.
I agree. For sure. I agree. I've got no fear where the money's going, to be honest.
The BLM 10 chapters across the U.S. have called for an open investigation into how the organization spends its money. Because, you know, they said they gave chapters money. Chapters are saying they didn't receive any money. So there's been a lot of red flags raising, and we're asking people, do you still trust the Black Lives Matter organization if you did at one point, or if you never did, why?
Yeah, I see it. Well, I mean, like any other organization, if it was up to me, I'd be like, you know what? You got to prove your track record. You got to go out there and validate, you know, if you received it, where's the documentation, where's the tracking? That's with anybody, whether it's Black Lives Matter or any other organization. They should be held accountable if they're asking for money and one company is saying they got it, another company is saying they didn't. Somebody's got to prove something. Somebody's lying.